Okay, I'm sharing the screen. Okay, today actually I will give a kind of a surprise. Okay, so let's see something here, which you will be surprised. Yeah, Siva is calling. Hello, Siva. Will you join or no? Will you join? Yeah, will you join? Okay, okay. Can. Okay, can. Okay. So I will go through one question. Okay.
Okay.
Binayak, you can see the question here.
Yes, yes.
So what do you think? When we see identity access management, we have three types of roles: basic roles, defined roles, and custom roles.
Yes.
So, which is true? Basic roles affect all resources in a Google Cloud project. Predefined roles apply to a specific service in a project. Basic roles only apply to owner of the Google Cloud project. Predefined roles can be associated with any user. Basic roles only allow viewing, creating, and deleting resources. Predefined roles allow any modification. Basic roles can only be granted to single users. Predefined roles can be associated with a group. Which is the correct one?
I think the first one, basic roles affect all resources. No, second one. Owner of the project and predefined roles can be associated with any user.
Okay, the first one is correct because, okay, basic is very broad. Okay, so
Yes.
as soon as you see, okay, basic roles, all resources. Okay, if we give a basic admin role, okay, then
Okay.
it is admin on all Google Cloud resources. Okay,
Okay.
so predefined roles can apply to specific service in a project. Okay, now the others are incorrect. Let me very quickly go through it. Okay, some information. Okay, so you have three types of role. Okay, these things I'll go very quickly. So because next 3-4 days I'll go through very quickly and I'll be giving out questions also. So basic IAM
Okay.
role, predefined and custom. Basic. Okay, there are
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if you give honor basic role to a user, okay, he can do anything. Okay, this is view, this is create, okay, and build. If you give editor, he can do edit and view. Viewer only view. If you give billing admin, he can view the project resources and he can do the billing. He can see the billing information. So this is very broad. Okay, basic is very broad.
Yes.
Okay. Now in predefined roles, there are many predefined roles. Okay, so predefined roles is per resource. Okay, instance means compute instance. Okay, so predefined is per service. Okay, and within that service, there are many predefined roles. Okay, like admin. Okay, like creator. Okay, like that. Okay, so it can be applied to a folder, organization, or project. Okay, so what happens
Yeah.
when you like predefined roles? Okay, they have more granular. Okay, that means you can define at the say you can like reduce the privilege. You can give different privilege for different services at different level. Okay,
Okay.
admin, creator only, okay, or a viewer only, okay, like that. Custom, okay, in custom, okay, you can even give at more granular level. Okay, for instance, you can give instance operator role. Okay, you can create a role for instance operator, and within that you can give these permissions. Okay, instance get,
Okay.
list, start and stop. Okay, so
Yes.
you have your flexibility in putting the privilege in custom role. Okay, now this is
Yes.
cloud custom IAM role. You must be careful about two things. Okay, in exam it is very important to know. You will need to manage the permissions that define custom role you have created. Okay, custom roles can only be applied to either project level or organization level. You cannot give at user level. Okay, or
Okay.
groups. Okay, but your instance operator you can give it to user. Okay, or you can give it to say group. Okay, or you can apply to a project like that. Okay, your service account, you remember we read about service account. Okay,
Yes.
service account is attached, actually defined through an email. Okay, you have an email ID. Okay, that email ID, okay, you'll provide some say access token. Okay, so people, that is
Okay.
cryptographic code access, so that code would be used, okay, and access the cold storage, cloud storage or virtual machine, anything. Normally, like what is happening is through you are giving the role to a resource, okay, within the your project, like computing virtual machine pops up, okay, or even maybe your cloud run, okay. Suppose your cloud run needs to access cloud storage, okay. So this can be done only through service role. Okay, if you are not a service account, if you are not using service account and you are using a user directly, okay, so what will happen? Okay, you need to always hard code that
Yes.
user account. Okay, but with service
Okay.
account, okay, you don't need to hard code. Okay,
Hmm.
see, this is a service account, okay, and you have say flexibility to provide like editor role or viewer role to different accounts. Okay, this is a service account for pops, say computer engines. Okay, pops up.
Hmm.
Okay, your cloud run, cloud functions. Okay, so all these things, cloud app engine. Okay, so all these are controlled by service accounts. Cloud identity. Okay, so what actually is cloud identity? When you log in, okay, and manage resources using the same credentials used in existing Active Directory or LDAP system, then it is cloud identity. Uh, cloud, this cloud, Google Cloud Admin can be used to disable user accounts. Let's say, for example, okay, if you
Okay.
don't log in into Google this cloud identity, and you do not create an account there, okay, that means it's normally like you log in with Gmail account. Okay, so when you log in with any email account, okay, to the cloud console, okay, if that user leaves your organization, for example, okay, leaves your organization, then what will happen? Okay, that user has his Gmail account, he can still access the resources. Okay,
Yes.
for that purpose you log into the admin console, okay, and you add and remove users in your admin console and provide the permissions from there. Okay, so cloud identity helps you to manage your user accounts. It is available free, okay, and already available to Google Workspace customers in Google Admin Console. So if you go to Google Admin Console, you can see cloud identity is already available for you. Okay, so how do you access your Google Cloud resources? By using number one, console.
Number. Console. Yes.
Number two, Cloud Shell and SDK. Okay,
Yes.
normally we call it SDK. Okay,
Okay.
and number three is APIs. API is through what? They will say in the exam, okay, you need to programmatically access compute engine instances properties, okay, or do some activity on the compute instances. What do you use? They'll give these four options. What will you use?
Okay. APIs.
And APIs, okay, and Google, you got a Cloud Console mobile app also. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not talking about Google, Cloud Console because it's easy. You already know. Okay, you can go inside and you can search. You can say computer engine. It will go. It will show you computer engine. All those you have all those functionalities. Okay, you have the burger on the left hand side corner, right? All those things.
Yes, yes.
Menu options. Now SDK. Okay, SDK set of tools to manage resources and applications hosted on the Google Cloud, like G Cloud tool. We have used G Cloud. You have seen, right? So they will give
Yes.
you these tools, or they'll give you this thing and say, what does Google Cloud belong to? SDK, API, okay? Your Cloud Console app or Cloud Console, which one? Okay, they'll give like that. Okay, so SDKs are nothing. The cloud, G Cloud commands, and not G Cloud, the GCP commands to use to access the resources. Okay, BQ is for BigQuery. Okay, you got CBT. Okay, Cloud Big Table, GSUTL. Okay, kubectl. Okay, G Cloud. Now, Cloud Shell. You remember when we are accessing Cloud, I told you one thing. Cloud Shell is also a virtual machine.
Yes.
What is it? It is a virtual machine. Okay. So that virtual machine gives you 5 GB home directory with Debian installed. Okay. The OS is what? Debian. So they may ask the question like, the Cloud Console is made up of which, say, virtual machine? Okay. It is Debian. Okay.
Debian.
So it provides command line access to cloud resources directly from a browser. So from your Google Cloud Console, you can click the Cloud Shell and go there, right? The Cloud SDK, G Cloud command, other utilities are already installed and available, up to date and fully authenticated. Okay. So when you log in into Cloud Shell, you need to authorize, and you are already connected, and you have the G Cloud, okay, GSUTL, okay, and your BQ CBT, okay, everything already installed, kubectl, okay. So all these things will already be installed. Okay, so that's the like a very fast go through. Let me go through it here also. This is very important. Okay, one questions will definitely come from this kind of sections. Okay. After this, I'll go through the regular course. Okay. So normally, like you have a region. Okay. The London region is called Europe West 2. Okay. And within a region, you got AGs, zones, not AG, zones. Okay. In AWS, it is called availability zones. Okay. So this every region has at least how many? 3 zones. Okay. And normally they may give you like the zone say name and ask, okay, which one is the correct one. Okay, because see, naming convention very important. Okay. So and it follows ABC. Okay, naming convention is very important. So they have how many zones? Any idea how many this regions? I think they have 29 regions now. 29 or 22 regions. Okay. And around 88 zones or something like that. Now, here what is happening is you have your virtual machine. Okay. And you create your virtual machines in a in 2 zones. We are having virtual machines in 2 zones. Okay. So what does this mean? It means we have high availability and there is a redundancy also. Okay. If one fails, the other is available. Okay. So in 2 zones, you have a virtual machine in 2 zones. Okay. So if third one is failed, still you got in 2. Okay. That is, see, 88 zones and 29 regions. okay, when I took this say information. So in exam they may ask you, okay, before you go to the exam, okay, just go to Google site and try to find out how many regions and how many zones they have. Okay,
Okay.
they are coming up with more and more zones and regions, and most probably they are going to be the one with the most say regions and most zones soon. Okay, and the very important thing is, okay, they are very less carbon, say carbon using facilities, carbon
Neutral. Carbon
carbon
neutral.
producing. Huh?
Carbon neutral.
Yes, carbon neutral. So they are reducing the production of carbon from the data centers. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So you have many security levels. Okay, you have hardware level security in the Google Cloud. Okay, hardware design and provenance, security boot stack. Okay, premises security. Before you go inside the Google Cloud, say data center, there is a huge security check. Okay, even
Yes.
your highest top level are also very difficult to get access. Okay, the data centers. Okay, so you got this service deployment layer. Okay, at the service level also you got encryption. Okay, of inter service communication within the data center, within the your infrastructure. Okay, if one server to another server, or one application to another application in the same place, also you have encryption enabled. Okay,
Okay.
and in the infrastructure, the storage layer, encryption at rest. We already learned about encryption. So everything is
Yes.
encrypted when it is at rest. Okay. By default, there is an encryption. You cannot leave the encryption away. Okay. And user identity layer. Okay. You have user say have to provide user ID and password to access. Okay. The Google Cloud infrastructure. Okay, this is very important from exam point of view. Okay, your hierarchy. Okay, so at the lowest level, what do you have? Resources. Okay,
Yes.
resources means your big table, uh, BigQuery. Okay, and your file store. Okay, your uh, uh, compute engines. Okay, these are all resources. And resources, every resource is attached to a project. Okay, they
Yes.
cannot be attached to multiple projects, to only one project. Okay,
Okay.
and each project is like connected to a folder, but folder may be there, may not be there. Okay,
Okay.
but project is compulsory. Okay, and organization also may be there, may not be. Okay, but and folder also may be there, may not be, but project is compulsory to do to have a resource. Okay, so
Okay.
second level is project, third level is folder, then organization. So in the exam they may ask, okay, which is third level in the hierarchy in Google Cloud. So they will say
Okay.
organization, folder, project, and resources. So it will be folder. Okay, so let's start with today's. Uh, let's continue today. Okay, today's. Okay, I just want to this talk about the reasons. Okay, we had already done, but I just wanted to give because one question is expected from it. Okay, so
Okay.
because it may come in different say format. Okay, but it will be about reason and subnets, reason and zones. Suppose your application is deployed in, you have a data center in London. Okay, what would be the challenge? Actually, we had already done this in RDS. Okay, slow access for users from other parts of the world. That is high latency for sure. If your data
Okay.
center
Yes.
is in UK, London, you're accessing from Mumbai, it will definitely be slow. What if the data center crashes? Okay, your application will go down. The availability is low. For this reason, they have say two data centers in the same region. Okay. Now with the two data center in the same region, challenge one is still there because you are still accessing from Mumbai, but challenge two is solved. Okay. If your application is still your application will still be available from another zone. Okay, another data center. If this goes down, this will come up. You can still access by this. Challenge three. Now, what if the entire region goes down? Okay, so that's why they have multiple regions. Okay, so we can add the application in another region, that is Mumbai. Now with this, number one, it is actually partly solved. Okay, you can resolve this by adding deployments for your application in other regions, because Mumbai region is solved now, but what about Hong Kong? Okay, or what about Singapore? So partly resolved, but you can still add another say application in another region if they are accessing there, and increase your say latency, decrease your latency, decrease. Okay, so latency, because we may be like confused. Okay, high availability. Okay, say high fault tolerance. Okay, high redundancy, high performance, high latency. We may confuse with that. High latency is not say desired. Low latency is desired. Okay.
Yes.
So if your one data center crashes, it is still available. It was already solved. Okay. Entire region goes down. Another region will still be available. Okay. So that is what comes into challenge. Okay. Now let me tell you one thing. Is this setup possible by your company? Your company is suppose XYZ company, and your company wants to create this infrastructure. Is it possible for them, like
No,
to have a data center in London, data center in Mumbai, two data center in say another place? Is that possible for your company?
no.
No, because it is very, very expensive. Okay,
Yes.
for that purpose we use cloud. That's the reason. That's the thing how they will ask you. Okay.
Yes.
Now, do you know PAS and SaaS? Do you remember? One
Software as
question
a
is
service.
yes. Wait. I said IaaS.
Infrastructure as a service, and
Yes. So, what is the difference? Okay, this is very important. Tomorrow I'll be going like giving some very fast explanation. So IaaS and PaaS. So they will give you scenario and say what is the solution. Okay. So they will give different say IaaS, IAC, PaaS. Okay. FaaS, function as a service. Okay. And based on the scenario, you need to say yes, PaaS is the solution. Okay. Or IaaS is the solution. Okay, I'll be coming through questions tomorrow on this. Okay, IAS and PaaS. Okay, so today's session, let's continue. A block storage, file storage. Why did my today's webinar today? What was it? Is webinar. It was on the it was I know it was the last. Oh no, sorry. Today is no, it should be there only. I did not save it. How can it be? Wait, let me find it. Actually, I had prepared the slides. The slide name was data flow. Yes. Okay. Sorry, data flow. Okay. So Okay, these are theoretical. Okay, out of the scope. Okay, I mean to do the practical is out of the scope, but questions can come. Okay, questions will come. I can say will come. What are they? You need to know. Need to know conceptually. Okay, conceptually. You can try if you want to try. You can go and try. Okay, a deployment manager. Okay, it's like your DevOps. Okay, so what you do is you want to deploy a virtual machine in a new VPC and a new subnet. Okay, let's say for example. Okay, so if you want to do that without like going manually creating the VPC subnet and your what do you call what did I say? Uh, your virtual machine, okay, your cloud storage, then we can use deployment manager. Okay, deployment manager. Okay, and I want to create 4 environments. Okay, actually, this is deployment manager is called IAC. What? IAC, infrastructure as code. Okay, you write a code, and when you execute that code, what do you get? You get your all information already created for you. Okay, so in if when you do professional course, you need to do a deployment manager practically, taste it.
Okay.
You need to know. I will try to see how can I arrange you all say a practical class on deployment manager.
Okay.
Advantages. Okay, it will automate and automate deployment and modification of Google Cloud resources in a controlled and predictable way. Okay, and you can deploy in multiple environments easily. Test, dev, production, like that. Okay, it's just like DevOps. Okay, so Terraform. Have you ever heard about Terraform? Terraform.
No.
Yes,
Terraform.
Terraform. Yes, Terraform can be used to create your resources in AWS, in Google Cloud, Oracle, Oracle Cloud. Okay, IBM Cloud. Most of the places we can use Terraform. It's similar to Terraform. Okay. Now there is a configuration drift. Okay, what it means is, okay, you will have the same configuration over, say, all of the say environments, prod, dev, staging, and say your test environment. Okay, all these environment will have the same say configuration. Okay, so that is to avoid configuration drift. If your test and development have one configuration, production has another configuration, there may be a say some kind of say application problem. Okay, or your say auditing problem. Okay, so to avoid configuration drift, we use deployment manager. Avoid mistakes with manual configuration. So because manually, if you do many things, okay, that can cause configuration problem. Because you see sometimes, right, when I created the say this what you call added the disk, okay, and I tried to do something that was not working. Okay, this kind of things can be avoided. Okay, because it is automated. Deployment manager automates. See, version control for your environments. Okay, so once see, and once you deploy, okay, and you deploy again, okay, what will happen? Whatever changes are there in the new version and the old version, you can compare them. You can see them also. So it works like a version control. Okay, always modify the resources created by deployment manager using deployment manager only. Okay, don't use go and manually modify the resources. Configuration is defined in a simple text file called YAML. YAML. It is. Can you tell me the full form of YAML?
No, I forgot that one.
Okay, HTML.
HTML is hyper something is there, but
yeah, hypertext markup language. Okay.
Yeah, hypertext.
This is same.
Markup.
Yeah, this is this is actually very interesting. No SQL is what? Not only SQL. Okay, no SQL, not only SQL. YAML, yet another markup language.
Oh, okay.
So it's funny. Okay, yet another markup language. Now, suppose I
Okay.
want a VPC or subnet in a database. Okay, and so many things. Okay, I can use deployment manager in the YAML file. Deployment manager understands dependencies. Okay, so it will automatically understand the dependencies and it will create VPCs first, then subnets, then database. Okay, so this is very good for you. Okay, so deployment manager is very good because it will it will understand the dependencies. Because if you create your RDS first, not RDS, your database first, then you create subnet and VPC. Is that correct? No, because when you create
No.
database, you should know which VPC and which subnet. Correct? So it will
Correct.
first create a VPC, subnets, then database. Automatically rolls back on error. Suppose you create there is an error while creating the say subnet, say you assigning the subnet IP, you made an error. Okay, so it will automatically roll back all VPCs created. Okay, suppose you had a configuration say problem while creating the database, then it will roll back all these things back. Suppose EC2 instance, you wrongly put some say family instance, family wrongly you put some family which is not existing, then once
Okay.
it is there, whatever has been created, it will be rolled back. Okay, if creation database fails, it will automatically delete the subnet and VPC. Okay, version control your configuration file and make changes to it over time. Okay, so use version control over your configuration file also, YAML file. Free to use. Okay, but you have to pay for the resources provision. Okay, if you
Okay.
use deployment manager to deploy a say VPC and subnets which are free, but you say create a database there and EC2 instance there, then these two will be charged. Okay, so deployment
Yes.
manager is free to use, but whatever resources you create using it, you have to pay for them.
Yeah.
See, this is the code, your YML file. And remember, okay, YML file is very indent, say, and format sensitive. Okay, it must be very properly formatted. Okay,
Okay.
so what this is doing is, okay, it is the type is v1 compute.v1.instance. Okay, that means I'm going to create a compute instance virtual machine. Okay, name, this is the name of the virtual machine. Properties,
Yeah.
role. Okay, virtual machine type you can put here. Okay, boot disk type persistent. Okay, boot true, auto delete true. That means when you create this disk, this say virtual machine with this code, okay, the boot device will also be automatically deleted when you remove the VM instance. Otherwise,
Yes.
like suppose you created the VM instance with auto delete false, so when you like delete the deployment manager or destroy your say deployment manager configuration resources, then this will still be available. Okay, so
Yes.
it's you put it to true. So initialize params. Okay, source image. Okay, so you'll give the source image here, image of the say boot disk or machine. Okay, the compute engine virtual machine image here, and then network interfaces. Okay, we give you a if you have say the this is for most probably network is for uh, name of the interface. Okay, but if you don't have interface, you no need to give. Okay, then access configs, name external NAT. Okay, type op21 dash NAT. Okay, so what this way it will provide an IP address. This is the you remember static IP address.
Yes.
So it is that interface say name here, that interface ID here. You need to give that interface ID here. Okay, and it will take the IP address from this particular network. Okay, that interface. Some of the terminologies, I said configuration file is YAML file with resource definition for single deployment. Okay, Now, if you say remove this deployment, okay, automatically all the resources will also be removed. Templates, okay, reusable resource definitions that can be used in multiple configurations. Okay, you can create configuration templates, can be defined using Python or Jinja 2. Okay, so preferred is Python. For simple, use Jinja 2 projects. Okay, deployment. Okay, there what is deployment? They are collection of resources that are deployed and managed together. That is called deployment. So you have a deployment means you have a deployment manager that has YML file defined with this your resources information. Okay, manifest. Okay, these are read-only object containing original deployment configuration. Okay, including imported templates. Okay, so it has the original deployment configuration file manifest. Okay, it's the original read-only object containing original deployment configuration. Okay, so it doesn't the very original one generated by deployment manager. Okay, includes fully expanded resource list. Okay, it will show you all the resource lists. Okay, helpful for troubleshooting. Okay, suppose if any resources were created say wrongly, okay, you can see from the manifest. Okay, what are the resources created, how they were created, where they were like created with what say what resources like CPU memory for your VM instance, like that. Okay, now next one is cloud launcher. For example,